I say that women, it's not a good idea for women to try to dress and look in a way that draws broad, sensual male attention. There's a difference between beauty and sensuality. There's a difference between beauty versus extravagance. You can be beautiful, but not attract undue attention, and certainly not attract sensual attention. You can be beautiful and not extravagant. You can be beautiful and simply dressed, and that's good, Another comment. I want to make a comment about maintaining physical attractiveness for married women for their husband. Okay, I'm going to give you a quote here from the textbook, psychological textbook. Women and men who are involved in satisfying close relationships tend to downplay the attractiveness of other partners. They pay attention to, like in other words, like in this case, husband and a wife. If they're in a satisfying marital relationship in every aspect, let's talk about the man. The husband will pay less attention to other women, refrain from behaviors that may signal interest or increase attention to other women. And so I think that for married people, I still remember when I was serving in my previous church, and I was talking to a brother, brother in Christ, and he was in his late 40s, early 50s, and we had a good relationship. And it was strange because some of you know my congregation in my previous church were all in their 40s and up, because I was the pastor of an international language ministry of an English-speaking church, and so all the people that were in a language ministry were all older. And I remember I had a really good relationship with his brother. He really saw me as his pastor, which is very strange because I was in my 20s at the time, so that was kind of interesting. But I remember him sharing about this was that he wanted his wife to put a little bit more effort on the physical attractiveness, and it hit me that I'm like, wow. Like that, like in a sense, which man would not want that in the whole life of marriage with his wife? And so my encouragement is for ladies, even after being married 5, 10, 15, 20 years for your husband, it's nice to look good once in a while. With that said, I'm also reminded by my wife actually, I need to verbally appreciate them when that happens. And I do. Like sometimes when Serena dresses up for me, especially on special occasions when we have date night, she dresses up, she wears a dress and things like that, and I go, wow, you look good today, and then she appreciates it, and you know what I mean? We motivate each other, and this is one aspect. I mean, of course, there's many aspects in regards to a healthy marriage, but this is one of them. Okay, so just for us as Christians, I don't want us to over spiritualize life. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what? Husband, Christian wife, and the physical attractiveness doesn't matter. You're married anyway. I'm like, well, no, like, right? You live with your partner. In fact, probably you got together, you were dating because you were physically attracted to each other, right? Physical attractiveness has some value. I don't want to say no value just because we're spiritual. I want to encourage the Christian wives, occasionally put a little bit of effort in it. I want to encourage the Christian husbands, when they do, appreciate them. I think this would be one part of a healthy marriage, lifelong marriage, okay?